this is Jennifer with Firestorm's Follies, and today I'm going to show you how I made the base for the Tri-Shatter card using my eCraft Shop Pro. Now for those of you that are looking at my screen and think it looks a little strange, there's a reason for that. I am on a Mac, and I am running Windows through a program called VMware Fusion, which allows me to have a virtual machine so that I can run both operating systems simultaneously. If you have a Mac and have questions about how to go about doing this, please shoot me an email and I will help you to the best of my abilities. If you've never made a Tri-Shatter card before, then I'll give you a brief rundown on how to do it. First, you take a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, well, I don't know about you, but that's a whole lot of work going on and way too much measuring. So I'm going to show you how to use your eCraft Shop Pro program to create those basic cuts for you. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to come over here and you're going to click on a rectangle. Now if you use your mouse to create this shape, it's only going to allow you to make this as thin as 0.10. But you can come up here and the software will actually let you do it at 0.08. And although this looks a little bit big, when you do cut it, I found that it makes it easier to open and close the card when we've got a bit of a gap going on here than when you do just a straight cut. They don't get hung up on each other. So I found this was a whole lot more beneficial than it was to do the hand cut. And the also reason why I wanted to do this through my eCraft was because I make the same size card over and over again. So it made sense for me to automate it. And my cards are always 5.5 inches by 12 inches. Now because we know that we're going to be doing a cut line from a 2-inch score to a 10-inch score, that tells us that this needs to be 8 inches wide. So come on up here and pop in an 8. We also know that this needs to be 1.5 inches from the top, and it needs to be 2 inches over. So we can plug those figures in and it will automatically place this where we need it. From there, make a copy of it, paste it, select it again, and we want to adjust this to being the 4-inch mark because we want it 1.5 inches up from 5.5 inches. Now that we have our 2 cuts on the cutting mat, we can proceed one of 2 ways. The first way is to put this in the machine, let it cut those 2 items, pull it out, grab our hand trimmer, and cut at the 5-inch mark all the way across the page so that we have our 5.5 by 12-inch card base. Or we can have the eCraft cut it for us. Now if you're thinking, wait a second, the eCraft doesn't cut a 12-inch cut. There is a way that it will. When you don't select an image on your eCraft and you hit the cut button, it sends the signal to the trolley to make a straight cut from one end of the machine to the other. So what I did was before I put my cardstock in for these 2 cuts was I measured 5.5 inches up and I put a little hatch mark. Fed the paper in the machine, let it do those 2 cuts, and then I adjusted the paper and put the put my blade where that hatch mark was and hit the cut button. Either way, you've got a base for a Tri-Shatter card and you've saved yourself a whole lot of time and a whole lot of headache. And to be even easier, I have also included this file at the bottom of this post so that instead of creating these cuts for yourself, you can just grab my file and import it into your eCraft Shop Pro. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email. Otherwise, happy cutting!